Oh, hi guys, I'm tehjonbro, and this is my actual face. What the actual face? No, anyways, I'm making this video because I recently hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Yes, I physically hit them all in the face. Well, actually what happened is I just reached 1,000 as my subscription number, which is... I mean, numbers don't matter, of course, but that's just mind-blowing to me, even still, that 1,000 people in the world have clicked on the subscription button in my videos or on my channel and not unclicked it yet. So that's, I think, cause for celebration. And I'm celebrating by showing you my face. I know that you're disappointed, so I'm also going to show off my game collection. And the reason I want to do that is, first of all, because I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun. And I think that it would also maybe help you, whether you've followed me for a long time or whether you've just joined into the debatable fun. You know, just help me to decide on future Let's Plays to do, because sometimes I just feel like I really want to record a Let's Play right now, and then I don't do one because I don't know what to play. And then I also think, based on showing you my gaming interests and what kind of games that I have and what I don't have and all that stuff, you might even be able to help me, you know, think of games that I don't own and recommend them to me so that I could either turn them into blind Let's Plays or just expand my me-ness. So let's begin with the Nintendo 64 games, because those are on the top shelf, except I have 5 of them here, so I don't have to get up yet. So, starting with, I have these all in alphabetical order, so let's start with 1080 Snowboarding! That did show up on the screen. Yeah, that did. Okay, good. 1080 Snowboarding. I'm not really a big fan of this game, but I know that my older brothers played this a good bit. Most of the games that I have I got from my older brothers, who are now married and stuff now. Story behind this, actually. If you've ever seen Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play of Donkey Kong Country, he talked about one time when he entered a contest to 100% the game as fast as possible, and he sent it into some contest, but the application didn't fill out correctly or something, and then he didn't get the first prize, even though he totally would have, because he was way above the first place guy. That exact thing happened to my brother, my older brother playing this game. He entered some very similar contest about getting a high score in this game, and he definitely would have gotten first place. He had like the world record or something, but they didn't acknowledge it because some application problems, I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this game, but it has a panda, much like another game that I own, so that's good. Bomberman Hero, I'm currently Let's Playing this. You already know my thoughts about this game. It's super underrated. Everyone should love it. It's great. It's underrated. Bomberman 64. I don't really like Bomberman 64 as much. In fact, I don't really like any of the Bomberman 64 games, or Bomberman games, as much as Bomberman Hero. Maybe because the other ones are pretty similar to each other. This is like the 3D version of all the ones on the Super Nintendo and stuff. It's just walk around and drop bombs. Banjo-Kazooie. If you've seen my Let's Play of Banjo-Kazooie, you already know what my thoughts are about this game. If you haven't seen it, then I don't blame you. The Let's Play wasn't very good, but the game is awesome. And also I have Banjo-Tooie, which I really want to Let's Play this game. I don't like it quite as much as Banjo-Kazooie, but I know that a lot of people do prefer Banjo-Tooie over Banjo-Kazooie, and a lot of people prefer Kazooie over Tooie. So it's just hard to say which one is easier to like, because they're both very similar games and very, very different games at the same time. It's crazy, but either way you can't really go wrong. Here we have Diddy Kong Racing, which is the best racing game ever. I'm just going to leave it at that. Ever. Donkey Kong 64 in the yellow cartridge. You know, the biggest collectathon of all time. But I gotta say, even though it's the biggest collectathon of all time, and it's not really as well polished as Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, even though it was released between the two games, which is interesting, I still really enjoy it because it has really cool boss battles and the minigames vary in difficulty, and it has Wonderful atmosphere. I love Gloomy Galleon. No one likes Gloomy Galleon. I love Gloomy Galleon. Shut up. Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario. I suck at this game. I'm not really a big fan of first-person shooters. This is no exception. I mean, a lot of people like this game and I can see why, but it's not for me. And if you go back and play this version of the game, don't play it on a virtual console or play the Wii version of the game or anything, the frame lag is amazing. The frame rate is like 0. One of my older sisters used to really, really love this game, which I can't honestly really see much appeal in going around and harvesting moons and talking to people all day, every day, but yeah, I just can't. But maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I will understand the inner workings of this game where you go around and farm and you have a dog and a horse that you can hit with an axe. Actually, this sounds awesome. I said one time in one of my videos that games couldn't get outdated, we just had to realize that they were bad after a while. But this is an exception. Jeopardy's an exception because none of the questions or the answers in Jeopardy's case are current at all. Because this game came out, what, like 2 or 3 video game console generations ago. I don't know if it's 2 or 3. I don't know how the Wii U fits into everything, but yeah, that's just nuts. I still think this is the best version of Jeopardy, though, because if you go too recent, if you go to the Wii version, every question is really easy. But I know a couple of these, a few. I don't know any of the ones on the Super Nintendo one at all, so no. Mario Kart 64. I don't actually like Mario Kart 64 that much. I know that a lot of people would argue that Mario Kart 64 is even better than Diddy Kong Racing, but it's, I don't know, it feels kind of sluggish to me, a little bit slippery, kind of like some of the newer Sonic games, but, you know, it's Mario Kart. Hey Chugga, do you like parties? How about Mario parties?
I like Mario Party 2. Also.
Mario Party 2 also. I don't know why I have this one. Okay, I have Mega Man 64 for some reason. It's the only game that I don't have labeled on the top with permanent ink or anything. Because I got this one really recently. Actually, my brother gave it to me because I was talking about Mega Man games and he thought that maybe I would enjoy this one. But I was talking about all the two-dimensional Mega Man games, like Mega Man 1 and 2 and 9 and 10, not this one. This one is kind of crappy from what little I played of it. I only played for like 20 minutes, but it looks terrible, but maybe it's good. I don't know. The reviews, I can't imagine them being that great, but maybe, I don't know. Oh boy. Oh boy. We have here the first game in the Paper Mario series, if you don't count Super Mario RPG, which is sort of in the Paper Mario games because Paper Mario was Super Mario RPG 2 originally and all that other stuff. But yeah, it's a classic. You can't deny the classicness of Paper Mario. I like Thousand Year Door a lot better than this one. I don't really have a lot of urge to play this one again, except I do, because I want to know more about it. So I'm definitely going to Let's Play it at some point. That'll be probably my next time playing it. I've only beaten it like once. Oh goodness, this is another one that my sister really liked a whole lot. What can I say? You take pictures of Pokemon. Rayman 2: The Great Escape is a game that encapsulates my entire childhood, except not really all of my childhood, but a good bit of it because I played it a whole lot on the Dreamcast. I still think that the Dreamcast version is the best version of the game, but I had to get some version of the game just so I could have one, because I don't have the Dreamcast version of the game right now. I want to get it because that's the version that I would most likely Let's Play. That's why I've put off Let's Playing this game, is because I don't want to play it with the less interesting music. Although, well yeah, the less interesting music and the less interesting level select and none of the bonus features and stuff. I just like the Dreamcast version, but this is a good game. Rush 2, the only reason anyone should ever play this game is to play the stunt mode where you rack up on points by using cheats. One of my favorite games of all time, Star Fox 64. I love Star Fox! Oh, I bet you'd never heard of this one before. This one's really obscure. Super Mario 64. I mean, it's a game where you play as this plumber, and you go through doors, and you have stars and stuff, and you jump on turtles. It's a really weird game. I don't think you'd like it. Yeah, this one, Yoshi's Story, was a crazy game to Let's Play. And I stand by my statement that it's a much more fun game to Let's Play than it is to just play. So, if you get this game, let's play it, because it's so much fun. And last but not least, Zelda Ocarina of Time, golden cartridge with the red blood and the creepy, creepy Fire Temple music, and whatever else is different about the game, I really have no clue. But it's great! Not my favorite Zelda game, but it's still great! Now to move on to what is oddly enough my only non-Nintendo console, which is PlayStation 2. And every single game that I own for this system I borrowed, or not borrowed, but I was given to by someone else in my family. So, Alias, I don't even understand what this game is. My friend and I played it for a while. We didn't get it. I have Jak 2 here. I think Jak 1 probably is a much better game than this. I haven't played Jak 1, I don't even own it, but what I've played of Jak 2, I hated. Like, this is one of the worst games I've ever played. I know that a lot of people are going to be really weirded out by that, like, what is a great game? You should play more of it! But, yeah, what I played, I did not remotely enjoy. Call me crazy. It's probably a good game to everyone else in the world, but it's not to me. Hammer the Mouse! I don't love it nearly as much as everyone else in my family does. It's definitely a unique, crazy, crazy game, but there's something in my eye. There's something in my eye. I just am really nitpicky about the way it's programmed. I wish that the objects that stuck to the ball, if they were smaller than the ball, would always get stuck to the ball, and everything that's bigger than the ball not get stuck to it. That just seems like it would make the most sense in my head. So then you wouldn't keep bumping into things. Like, I just keep bumping into things in the game, being like, I should be able to pick this up! And then I can't, and I just get annoyed with it. But then I keep playing because it's addicting. Klonoa 2, another underrated game. I really like this game. I think it's kind of weird in comparison to the first one, which I also have. I have the Wii version of the game. I haven't beaten this one yet, but what I've played of it is very cleverly done. It's a sort of puzzle platformer-y type game. It's hard to tell whether it's more platformer-y or more puzzle-y. But it's good. Play it. It might be a little bit short-seeming, but it's still worth the money that it probably costs. However much it costs, I don't know. Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I have the Essential Collection. It is essential to life. You must get these, or else your life is not complete and you will die a horrible, horrible death. I haven't played these yet. I got the first 2 Ratchet and Clank games. They're good. Okay, earlier whenever I said that every game that I got on my PlayStation 2 was from someone in my family, I lied, because this one was actually given to me by a friend of mine. Because I said that I wanted to have Shadow of the Colossus, I really wanted to play it because I looked up a whole bunch of underrated PlayStation 2 title lists online, and this was in all of them, so maybe it's not really that underrated after all if everyone knows about it, but yeah, I just bumped it into the desk. Honestly, not quite as good as I was expecting it, but still very well done, and the ending was better than I expected, so play it. It is the Essential Collection. Spy Hunter is a racing game, I guess. I don't really know what the point of it is, but you are a spy and you hunt deer on the side of the forest, and whenever you gun them down, then you get trophies. That's not what happens at all. Tekken 4 is the other game that I mentioned that has a panda in it. That's the only reason I like this game. I don't like fighting games that much, but the fact that this one has a panda makes it so much more enjoyable than others. Okay, I got this one from a friend too. This is Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I received it as a birthday gift from one of my friends whenever he realized on short notice that it was my birthday, and he just gave me one of his games because he realized that I just got a PlayStation 2. And frankly, I kind of wish that he'd kept it because I haven't played this since he gave it to me, and that was probably at least a year ago. Yeah, definitely at least a year ago. That's kind of sad.